On a regular day, he hooked up a pipe, turned the valve, and shoved a stick into the machine. With the snap, that stick became a cloud of splinters, and then he gingerly cleaned the bits out of his teeth. But something unusual was brewing by the riverside at night. A couple was having a romantic evening by the river, completely unaware that they were about to become dinner for a very hungry monster. Suddenly, a monster hiding in the bushes decided it was time for a snack. It first knocked the guy down and then went at him like it was chopping veggies. The boyfriend's girlfriend took off like a track star but tripped over her own feet like it was a slapstick comedy. When she got help and turned around, the monster was right there smiling at her, as if to say, "Dinner is served." The next day, the police arrived to find the scene eerily similar to the crime from yesterday. Talk about a case of DJ Currency. At this point, Will stood nearby, staring at the crime scene, and slowly closed his eyes. With a flash of light, he was whisked back to the moment before the chaos. Now, Will watched the clueless couple from afar and thought, they need a little surprise party. Turns out, all their assumptions were wrong. It was actually an engineer wanting to live like an animal. I get engineers, and right now in a warehouse, a guy's suiting up, ready to kick off his romantic hunt. This has to be the weirdest method of execution I've ever seen. The killer stitched the guy's body to a skeleton, making a real art piece. Gazing into those wide-open, lifeless eyes, Will stands silently beside and gradually closes his own. What exactly is happening here? When Will opened his eyes, he surprised everyone by saying, "Hello," again. Turns out, this wasn't their first rendezvous. The guy's name was Rand, and he worked at the museum taking care of all the furry friends. But come night, he morphed into a hunter. Will played detective, piecing together the killer spree for Jack, like a ghostly Sherlock Holmes. Back at the lab, a clueless Jack asked Hannibal if he'd ever seen something like this before. Hannibal said, "Oh, I remember a lad who fancied he was a beast." Quite the character. Suddenly, we shift to a boy assembling fossils, who sees Hannibal and becomes as cautious as a cat in a dog kennel. Breaking the silence, Hannibal said, "Rand, no more excuses." As Rand's therapist, Hannibal sensed the beast stirring inside him and reminded Rand to be careful. "The cops will be on your tail soon. If you want to stay off the radar, you'd better do what I say." Before long, Jack and Will caught up with Rand, who graciously dodged Jack's questions like a pro. But Wolf thought this was just Rand's smoke and mirror show, a cover-up for his true feelings. Rand caught a whiff of Will's suspicions and decided that erasing witnesses was the best course of action. In a flash, Rand suited up and appeared near Will's home, looking like a hunted prey. The strange sounds coming from the door, Will grabbed his shotgun and the nearest light bulb, ready for the showdown. Just as a glass shattered, Rand lunged at Will, who deftly dodged to the side like a video game character. Thus began the wrestling match, and Will took the opportunity to snap Rand's neck like a twig. Talk about a high-energy moment. Will dragged Rand to Hannibal's place, and as soon as Hannibal saw him, it clicked he knew the deal. As Hannibal patched up Will, he marveled at the transformation, an artist at work. Will informed Jack that the killer and the victim knew each other, and the killer was actually helping the man out. Jack listened intently, completely oblivious to the changes in Will, focusing solely on him. Will had successfully cleared Hannibal's name, thinking to himself how absurd this whole thing was. The case unfolded in an underground parking lot, where a guard was working when he suddenly heard a noise and nearly jumped out of his skin. He rushed out to check and saw a flaming corpse zooming down the ramp in a wheelchair like it was in a horror movie. The guard quickly grabbed a fire extinguisher and rushed over, only to have the corpse sent to the lab, leaving everyone confused. But at this point, the body was charred beyond recognition, looking like a big puzzle. After some comparisons, they confirmed the body was that of missing reporter Roz, turning this into a bizarre incident. The coroner surmised that the victim was already dead before being burned. Looks like the killer just wanted to lighten the mood. Hannibal speculated that the killer may have known some secrets best left alone, hence the drastic measures. Will added, fire is destructive yet creative. The killer might want him reborn. Certainly, Hannibal, in a cryptic tone, said, "You're under the spotlight now," as if he was waiting for a reality TV outcome. Yesterday, reporter Ross drove to Will's place for an interview but found no one home. Little did he know trouble was lurking. After banging on the door for a while, he saw the warehouse nearby and decided to check it out. Curiosity killed the cat. He tiptoed up and then locked the door, completely unaware he had just opened the gates of hell. As he walked inside, the horror inside gradually revealed itself to him. This can't end well. He quickly whipped out his camera to record, opened the fridge, and found a pile of frozen meat, definitely meat. Staring at the meat, his heart sank. It was a human jaw. He hurriedly shut the fridge door as if it could erase what he saw. At that moment, he noticed Will glaring at him from nearby, and he bolted back to his car in a panic. But before he could even start the engine, Will was already smashing the car window and dragging the reporter out, like a superhero gone rogue. Later, Will arrived at Hannibal's place with a fine piece of tenderloin. This meat is top-notch. Want to cook it in a fireplace stir-fry? Just if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got more laughs coming your way.